it going, guys? Connor here, also known as Movie Snapper, here with a review. This is Sword Dancer by Jennifer Roberson. This is the book that got me back into reading. This is the book that made me want to start the channel. So this is first-person narrative, okay, from the perspective of the character Sandtiger. He is a Southron living in the desert, big desert land, and he is known as a sword dancer. So basically, people that just excel at sword fighting, and they have their different levels, and he's the level 7, which is the highest ranking, and he sells himself out as a merc most of the time. That's how he makes his money. She comes into the cantina looking for Sandtiger. Okay, she's a northerner, which is basically, so far, all that's been revealed in the first 2 books. You got the south and the north, that's it. And in the north, it's cold. It's your mountains, and they have magic. There's magic everywhere, but magic is a real big part of their lives. You do start to learn that in this book. And she says she needs help to cross the Punja Desert, and basically it's like this section of the desert that's quite near impossible to navigate. It has extra heat and weather events and sandstorms and stuff like that make it really hard to navigate. And she says she needs help to cross that because she wants to find out what happened to her brother, who was kidnapped 5 years before. A lot of the book is Del and Sandtiger crossing the Punja Desert and learning about each other, right? So Sandtiger basically thinks he's, a gift to all women, and he's quite egotistical because of that. And he can't take Del seriously when he notices she's carrying a sword on her back, because in the South, right, women are basically servants, and they're quiet, and they're to be seen and not heard, okay? And so Sandtiger has that outlook because that's how he grew up, okay? So, and she's quite often brushing him off and saying, you're a fool. I am what is known as a sword singer in the North. And, it reveals little things about how they have their different customs and beliefs. So in the North, she reveals that, magic is entwined in their swords. And she displays a few times praying to her sword, and Sandtiger is very confused by this and laughs it off and stuff like that. And it's just them coming, a lot of it is their relationship bouncing off each other and coming to understand each other, and slowly chipping away at Sandtiger's beliefs, right? And it goes a bit longer after the desert, in the city that they're trying to find. They get captured, and in the end you find out what happened to her brother. She also reveals what happened to her family 5 years before that, to her brother and whole family. They do come across in the desert, as they are left for dead, Sandtiger's old, the tribe he was a part of, that he was a slave, okay? So he had no name growing up, and he was just treated as a slave, and Sandtiger became his name because he killed a Sandtiger, a beast, this real deadly beast of the desert, and he took on that name and won his freedom. So that's where he gets his name from. Some people will, I think, be annoyed or upset by Sandtiger's mentality and his thoughts, and it goes a lot into, his introspection and, brushing her off, oh, she's just a woman, blah, blah, blah. But you got to understand too, this is the custom of where he's lived his whole life, and very early on you can see that starts to change, and that's a lot of the evolution of his character. It continues in the second book, which I'll do a video on soon, and it keeps going and it keeps changing. And by the end of it, I mean, there's 8 books, right? Pretty sure if she sticks around with him because she takes no nonsense, no crap, he's going to change completely. So, yeah, there's that to look forward to watch that evolution. And as for Sword and Sorcery, this book, this series takes it literally, right? So you have your sword dancers and your sword singers from the north, and the whole custom and the way they do things when they fight is they draw a circle in the sand or in the dirt or wherever they are. They literally fight in this circle, sometimes to the death. Okay? That's the whole thing. That's what they do. You have your sword dancers from the south, your sword singers from the north. Like I said, you start to learn in this book, and it expands a lot in the second book because it takes place in the north, that the north all have their magic in their swords, and magic is a big part of their lives. And in the south, it's all their sword play. They know magic exists, and magic is a part of the world. But in the south, and Sandtiger specifically, they think magic is just done by tricksters to annoy people and to take advantage of people. So, I found that pretty interesting as well. It looks like there's going to be a lot more revealed in the series as it goes on about magic as a whole. Like I said, in the second one, it's really at the forefront, and I can't wait to share that as well. I will be soon. But this is written really well. It's got a lot of humor. It's got some, sarcasm and sardonic humor. It's got real in-your-face kind of humor, where it's quite obvious with things that, Sandtiger says and the way Dell bounces off him, and they bounce off each other. This was a lot of fun to read. This is straight up 4.5 out of 5. This was a really great way and a really great book to get me back into reading. This is a lot of fun. Anyone that's interested in fantasy or sword and sorcery in general, I highly recommend it. It's got that perfect balance of quite casual and common language. It's really good. Till next time, enjoy what you're reading and enjoy life. Thank you so much, guys.